I'm gonna side bet. I'm gonna go find out where I really want to go.
I feel like
So
this
now
is
I got a
probably
little bit
it
more
has to
time.
be
You're trying to tell
moved.
me
Anytime
the
you get one more day, anytime you get one more day, it's better than no day.
So you're trying to tell me that the
I'm telling you.
NCAA is changing the whole portal window so you can go out there and hustle?
Oh hell, shit.
Come
And
on, man.
what?
Come
It's
on,
in
bro.
black and white.
I
So
don't think
what?
that's
So
what it
what
is.
you do? They doing it.
That, I know, but the NCAA isn't gonna like change rules so they can enable it. What does that
I'm not
benefit
saying
them to
they're going.
do? They ain't getting no money
I'm
from
not
that.
saying they're going
That's
to
why
enable
I
it.
don't. That's if the NCAA ain't making money off it, then I feel like they don't give a shit about it. You know what I mean? And that's
I
why I
feel
don't know.
like that's been college football from day one. But it got to be to a point where okay, we got to listen to the coaches at some point in time because everything is getting out of hand. They're trying to reel things in, and maybe this is one way
The
of saying
proposal, hold on.
it's a proposal. It's all
The
it is.
wait. So the proposal is to move it to a 10-day window in early January after bowl games, with the
Right.
spring window eliminated. So not staying open in December as well.
That's right.
Okay, well that's shit. That's even worse to me. That supports your thing because now they have less time to even make decisions.
No,
That's
but it
exactly right.
also but hold on now. It also
To a certain extent.
just a minute, guys. It also helps with that little problem that people have with these kids getting in the portal when their team still got games.
I don't give a shit if what's that got to do with this? Like that doesn't bother me.
That
How
has
does
a
it
lot to
bother
do with a
you?
lot of people. It pisses
But
a
it
lot of
bothers
people
some
off.
other folk. It
Why?
might not
Why?
affect you.
Because
Why?
they're old dinosaurs. They're old dinosaurs, and they
Hold
want
up.
coaches to just have
If you're going
autonomy,
into the
and
playoffs
coaches
and
can
these kids
leave and
can
do
jump
whatever
into
they want.
hold on. So you think it's okay to be able to get into the portal if you're going to a playoff? You think that that's a good thing?
I don't care. If it's for if it
It wouldn't be
benefits the
going on with
student
your Tampa
athlete,
Bay Bucks,
yes.
and you'd be okay with it. Come
Nah,
on
If it
now.
benefits the student athlete, yes,
nah.
I'm okay with it.
I'm not agreeing with that, bro. I'm not agreeing
Why?
with that.
So you guys
Because
don't want
everything
players to have the freedom to leave a school whenever they want?
no, you shouldn't have
So,
the
so
freedom
you're
to
okay
leave
with a
whenever you
coach?
want.
You're okay with a coach taking another job before his team gets to the playoffs?
No.
No, I'm not.
I mean,
I'm not okay with
if
that,
that
and
if
I'm not okay with a
so
kid.
You
so
don't
now
see that
I'm
happening
not
in
okay
the
with
NFL
neither
either.
one of them.
you guys are acting like this like the players that are doing this, like jumping out on their team before the playoff game, are all superstars and going to the league.
That
This
doesn't matter. It could
adversely
happen though.
affects
It's
the
the fact
bottom
that it
end of your
could.
roster.
It could happen, and it messes with your
It
depth and
will
your
happen.
chances of winning. You know that.
But
You know that,
how is
bro.
that individual player's problem?
It's not about
That,
the individual players at this point. I'm not even saying it against the players. I'm saying you need to fix this for college football and the product of the game, period. Because
I
you
get
have
that.
the
I
other
get
part
that.
is yes, because the other part of it is that you have dumbass fans that many of which we have in this fan base that are going to sit there and skewer a player for going and getting in that portal. Why not just take that ability away from them?
I just feel like you're limiting the player. That's what I don't like about
I
it.
don't think you're limiting the player because you're opening it later. You're making it to where it's actually open at one time for everybody instead of multiple times for all the different schools. When that's not that's
But
never
so
the way it
okay,
would be
okay.
in free
So
agency. Come
the
on.
national championship is played on January 20th. What happens to those players that do they still get the 5-day window after their
We
last
don't know.
game?
I think they do. We don't know that.
It's a proposal. They haven't. It hasn't
It's a
been.
proposal. It's not
It hasn't been
concrete.
finished.
I don't think that's going to go through. I don't think that's going through.
I think it's going to go through at some point because again, I think the only reason that they've had up until this
The
point,
coaches want it. I think the schools want it.
yes, and I think to some extent, I think even some of the players probably do. What they don't want is to lose their window to be able to leave and make their money. And right now, we're using things like enrollment periods in order to keep them from being able to do this whenever they want. When you can move it to the end of the damn season, stop having this be a thing, increase it from the 15th to the 20th if you need to, or the 25th even. Who gives a shit? Let it.
Jake, are you on the toilet? Is that why I'm hearing this
Brother,
echo in your game going on?
no, I just told you the camera's messed up. I'm
You're on the
trying to fix it.
toilet right now.
I'm not on the toilet right now. Shut up. See, here you go. You just don't like it that you're getting killed here on this point. You don't like it that you're getting killed here on this point. Look at you.
I don't.
Look at that. Oh, shit. We just lost Boganowski. Damn it. How did that happen?
Throw his ass out.
Motherfucker
Hey, I don't
Motherfucker here.
care one way or the other. I just don't see how it benefits. Like, what's the benefit of it? And here's my thing too. Like, the NCAA don't need to make no decisions unless they are getting a consensus and
I don't know that this is as much the
approval from
NCAA. I
coaches
think this is
and players.
FSCA, FCSA. I think
Yeah,
it's
that's
football
what it
coach.
is. I just read it. That's who it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think it's the NCAA at all.
No, it's not.
Yeah, that shit.
AFCA head coaches are proposing the move. It's the coaches that are making that.
I think.
You
I
want me to
think
send
that,
you the link, Jason? You already found it. I can send it to you.
I'll send you the link. Oh, I've got the link from Ross Dellinger. It's a tweet.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The pick from yesterday. That was yesterday morning.
Yeah. From last word on. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Mhm.
man, I don't know. To be honest with you, I really don't have a problem with how it's ran right now. And I know people do, other people do. I don't really have a problem with it.
Yeah, I got a little problem. It needs to be some guardrails on some of this shit, man.
I hate the word guardrails, but I'll put it to this. I think that I think this helps the player more than it helps.
And what I mean by guardrails,
I do think so.
That means keep everything centered, man, instead of shit going everywhere. That's what I'm saying. You know, you go bowling with your kids and they 6, 7 years old. You put the guardrails up so they won't hit the damn gutter ball. Is what I'm saying. Those type of things is what that's what I mean by guardrails.
I think you're saving the kid from themselves kind of deal. I get it, but
you better let that kid throw a gutter ball.
The problem with
let that kid throw a gutter ball.
Son of a bitch.
Better work on your bowling form.
Oh
Shit.
man, here we
Them
go.
little ramps that you set the ball onto, that shit ain't bowling.
What is it then?
Shit,
are we done here? Are we done here? What are we doing?
Mike is going, hey, look,
We're
gonna change his name
fuck
to
everything
Trolling Mike.
up.
That's your name from now on.
Yeah,
Trolling Mike, man. Trolling
No,
Mike.
y'all on some
That's it.
bullshit. Y'all on some bullshit, bro. Y'all are bullshit.
I'm telling you that I think that if they're doing that, it's better to do it to where it's one window for the entire. I think it helps the kids if you got one window for the entirety of college sports. You've got that one window. If you're not doing it from the 28th and then whenever you got to wait until the end of it for every team, they get an extra 5 days. That's weird, man. And it will hurt you going down think of it this way. If you are on, let's say Notre Dame in Ohio State right now, there's less ability. Some of these guys they've already filled up their roster. So there's not as much money out there for these guys that are at Ohio State or at Notre Dame right now that could be leaving. If they'd have left early in December, it would have been different and they could have been a part of the spending spree. Now, at this point, you might have already got a bunch of schools that they've already spit their wad. You know what I mean? And it's less opportunity for these kids. You're hurting the players now for getting deeper. If you wait till the end of the damn season and everybody's open at the same damn time, then you have more opportunity for everybody. I just think that it's a matter of trying to get these guys all in one at one time of the year. And I think that that's the best way to do it. I don't think it has anything to do with the kids necessarily versus the schools. I think it's better for everybody that way.
I disagree.
Why do you disagree though? Tell me why.
I don't like having one period and everybody going. I just don't like that. I don't like more regulation on what they're already doing. Like I get it. They're changing it.
Everybody having in the same time. It's not It's not more regulation.
Yeah,
it's just moving. They move it every year. What the fuck is that? What's the difference?
That's what I'm saying. And I'll go back to my original point. Why? You know what I mean? Why do they keep moving some shit? It's never gonna get settled. It's never gonna be one period. It's gonna continue to keep changing and just piss everybody off.
I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me what you're saying. To me, you're allowing them all to be in the portal at once. You don't have to miss playoff games in order to get your money. You don't, you can stick with your team and not look bad for leaving your team in a playoff
If
run,
the
for
kid
instance.
doesn't want, why are you restricting the kid? For perception? If the kid wants to leave, he
Not
can
even
leave.
about perception.
If
Not
he
even
knows
about
he's going to look bad in front of his fans, he don't need Jason Watkins to tell him he can't do it so he don't look
I don't
bad
give
for
a
his
shit.
fans.
I'm not
He don't
telling
need
nobody
that.
nothing. First off, I don't get on kids for nothing. I'm always pro
That's
kid
what I'm saying.
every time.
That's why I'm so confused by your take right now.
No, the point I'm making is if you do this and it's open the same amount of time for everybody at the end of the fucking season, then they don't miss out on some of these programs are going to make decisions before your kid may be out in the portal at that point because
So
they're still playing for their team.
you're
Hold on a
trying
minute.
to
Let me finish and you'll understand what I'm saying. If there's a kid from Ohio State and Notre Dame, the portal window's been closed now for how long? It's the 15th today. It closed on the 28th. That's 18 days it's been closed, which means he wasn't negotiating all that time during December. Yeah, he gets an extra 5 days and now he can get in it. But a lot of programs have already signed their classes complete. They don't have any money left. So now you just restricted his amount of time to get something because he went further in the playoff than anybody else did. I'm saying that helps the player if it's at one time.
Yeah, but the player chose to stay at Ohio State. He could have went in the portal at the beginning. That's not even an argument, Jason. That doesn't even make sense. You're acting like they ain't letting this kid go in the portal and on the back end because they're playing for the national championship. He's getting screwed. What?
Every
He can
kid.
go in the portal whenever he wants.
If I'm a kid,
Okay.
if I'm
No,
a
you're
kid,
gonna just go in the portal whenever you want, but okay.
hold up. So I listen to both of y'all. So if there's a kid that's playing for a national championship, let's say he's on Ohio State team, and as a athlete, as a player, you want to win the gold. You want to win the damn gold. Whether you are happy there or not, especially if you're a damn starter and you playing for a damn national championship. Guess what, guys? I'm gonna be honest with you. Your ass hit the portal right before you play for a national championship or
Ooh,
you're
yeah,
in the
that doesn't
playoff.
look good.
Guess what? I don't fucking want you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't give a damn. I've run organizations. I do not want a kid that's selfish enough to leave my
His
organization, leave
teammate. That's
another
right.
organization, and I'm playing for a damn national title. What stupid ass coach in America want a kid like that?
But that's that kid's choice.
I know it's that kid's choice. So you gotta protect that kid from his damn self.
What if he doesn't want to be there?
Dude, he might not want to be there. But guess what? You still got to protect him.
How are you
You're in the
protecting
play.
him by keeping him on a team that he doesn't want to be on? If he wants to jump in the portal, let him jump
Well,
in the
no,
portal before the national title
you're not
game.
keeping him on the team. You're actually letting him play. If he doesn't want to be there, guess
Players
what?
jump in the
Let
portal
him
and play
go.
for their
But
teams
guess
all the
what?
time.
They do it all the time, Mike, but that doesn't mean it's fucking right.
How is it wrong?
I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm not saying it's right. It's his choice.
God, did I
But what
take
I'm
some
saying as a
edibles? Did
coach,
I take a hit of acid? And what alternate parallel universe am I in right now with y'all?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking
I
about,
don't know
man.
where
I can't believe that you have a problem.
You guys are acting like these are 10-year-old kids and they need guidance and parents
Oh, they
and
do.
guardrails and bumpers.
Shit, they do.
No.
What? Yeah. Hold up.
Maybe for NIL and money, but they know they
But
don't want to
damn,
be
it's the
on a
same
team.
thing. They
If they don't
18,
want to be on a
19
team,
years
why are
old.
you
Whoa, whoa,
forcing
whoa.
them?
One at a time, one at a time, one at a time.
But what
If
I'm
they don't
saying
want to
is
be on a
this right here,
team,
Mike. You
One
just
at a time,
contradicted
shit.
yourself. You just
Come on.
contradict yourself. He
how?
said you act like they don't need these kids are this. Yeah, then you say, but you say, oh yeah, for NIL they need they need somebody to guidance for that, but they don't need nobody guidance for that. That's bullshit, man.
No,
The
it's
18
not.
and
It's
18
not.
regardless.
It's not.
Their decision making is not always great. You have one, I have one. I had four. Their decision making is not always great at
But the
18, bro.
dumbasses is what was. Come on, man. You know what we were whenever we were that
I
age.
was a dumbass at 18.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you're trying to say he don't have choices on what he wants to
No,
do?
I'm
Nobody's
telling
saying
you,
about
no, you missed
choices.
the point.
Nobody's. What's
Yes,
the
you are.
difference?
You're taking that ability from him.
No.
If he wants to jump in the portal in December before his team makes a playoff run, he can't do that
Mike,
because it's
this is
better for the
changing it
school.
for it's for everybody that it moves to January instead of being in December. It's not taking it away, it's moving it for
He's still
everyone.
getting it.
And it's
He just
giving
moved
everyone
it
an
from one
equal.
point to another point.
It's everybody having an equal time, the same time of the year, just like you would have in the NFL for free agency.
Well, this
Come on, think
ain't
about what we're
communist
talking about.
Russia.
We're talking about
This
It's
free
not. It
agency.
ain't gotta be, bro.
We're talking
We're
about
not
free
talking about that.
agency. You wouldn't have a different time of the year for everybody to have free
It's
agency in the
the
NFL.
same way in the NFL. You just can't. You
Come
can't
on,
do
man.
that in
This
the
ain't the
NFL.
NFL.
It is to the
It
NFL.
damn
It
well
is
is.
too.
That's
That's
the
what they're
point.
trying to be.
No,
That's
it
what
ain't.
they're
We
getting
Yeah,
at.
can't
it
trade.
is.
We can't make trades.
Oh, you make trades. You make trades all the damn time.
You know
No,
damn good
not
and
out,
well they can. Come on.
Yeah, I mean,
not out front.
it's not.
Not out
Well,
front.
no, not out
All right.
front.
So let's hear me out now. How are we deciding this argument right here?
The only difference is that you're just moving it. It's just a movement of the days. That's all it is.
That's all it is.
Eh,
It's a movement of
But
the day.
that movement of the days has an effect on a kid.
How?
You're keeping him in a situation he doesn't want to be in.
So okay,
No,
well,
you're
okay, so
making. You're not. You're
I got
taking
it,
a
I got it,
decision.
Jason. I got it.
Hold
So
on.
let's move it to the first day of the season then. If after the first week he don't know, he say he don't want to be there, well, guess what? By not having the portal open
They already can do
beginning
that.
of the season, you holding him back. That's the same damn difference.
They already can do that.
No, you can't.
No, they
Get
decide they're
the
going to
portal
red
after the
shirt.
first
They
game.
decide they're going to
Yeah.
red shirt.
Bro, you saw a whole bunch of people play 2 or 3 games. I'm like, well, I'm just going to red shirt.
Well, legally is what
They
I'm
did
saying.
it legally.
I'm talking about getting the portal legally.
We're not even talking about taking away their ability to. That's not what we're saying. Is to take away their ability to go into the portal. Just so everybody understands, that's not what the hell we're saying. We're talking about having the portal window be the same for everybody in the country. Not,
so if that's the case, if you move it up 3 weeks, so are you giving them a bet if you move it up 3 weeks from where it already is? Or do we move it up 3 more weeks? Or do we move it up 3 more weeks?
I mean,
When is the best? When is the best chance? When is the best time to have it? So you might as well just have it open the whole year. Because if a kid don't want to be there, then
that's my point, Marcus. It essentially is. Because the kid can just say, I'm not playing for you guys anymore. I'm redshirting. And he could do that at the beginning of the year.
He hadn't played 4 games. If this kid is in the playoffs and he's a kid that's been playing, his ass ain't redshirting. So you just bring up one situation with a red shirt. I'm talking about these kids that, like the starting quarterback, was it Penn State or whoever that decided to leave?
The backup quarterback.
Backup quarterback. But what I'm saying, these kids, like,
had you had an injury there, Penn State would have been all kinds of pissed off because they'd had to go to number 3.
Yeah.
Now, that's not the point, though. That doesn't have anything to do with it to me.
What I'm saying is, I'm talking about you take a kid.
If you're moving it for everybody, then it's one thing. That's the point. It's not. They're not doing it to where it's open in December and it's open in January, so that that's not the point. You're just moving it so that it's one period for everybody in the country. It's not against the kids. I don't have a problem with kids leaving whenever they feel like they're ready to leave. Coaches do it. We've talked about this.
And Jason, and the thing about it is, that's
not coming back to my argument, Jason.
Stop those kids.
No, I'm saying they all do it. I'm saying this is just moving that period to the end of the season, which makes plenty of sense to me.
Makes sense to me too.
I mean, it doesn't not make sense to me. That's what I'm saying. I just don't see the point of it. Like I can see what I just don't see what the difference is.
You just said 2 things in the same fucking sentence.
Hold on. It makes sense if they want to do it right that way, right? If you want to put everybody on the thing. But it has no point to me whether they do it like that or how it currently is. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? To me, it doesn't matter because the kid can still not play for the team.
Yeah, they
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, they could.
Yeah, they
But
can.
you
They
don't,
can
but you're
choose.
not forcing. Okay, but you're giving them an opportunity to stay if they would want to stay, but they can't if they're gonna go get their money if it's early portal. That's the difference. If you keep it where it is right now in the early portal, these kids that are maybe they're a backup at Oklahoma. They said they're a backup at OU, and OU's in the field, right?
Mhm.
But if they don't jump in the portal right now and get the fuck out of there, they can't go get their money at the next stop because it's going to be over with. If they wait until the end, there's a lot of those spots will already be taken. Now they don't have to leave. They can still be a part of that program. And then at the end of it, when
And they can still
everybody is
get
at the
paid
window,
too, because once you jump your ass
correct.
in,
That's the other
that
part.
money is gone.
But let me finish. It allows that kid to say, okay, yes, I'm going to get in the portal when it opens, but I still get to stay with my team. I don't have to look bad for leaving my teammates in the middle of a fucking playoff run
And I
and
get
being
paid.
selfish. And then I can still go get my money, and it doesn't limit the amount of places that I could go play. I still have the same jobs are going to be open that'll be open whenever I get there. It doesn't change anything. It just makes sure that everybody gets the equal amount of time in the portal. That's all it is.
And
That's all that is. That's
if you're
all
the
I'm
kid
talking
that's
about. Because I'm
leaving,
not trying to limit kids at all.
if you're
I
a
want
kid
players
that's
to be
leaving,
able to do what they want to do.
you're gonna
Yeah,
have
that's
people
what.
contact you.
I
You
want
just
players to
limited
do.
them. You
No, I
just limited them
didn't.
by
No,
putting
I
it on
didn't
10
limit them.
days.
I just took away the limitations of them having to leave their program in
They
order to
don't
get their
have to
money.
leave, Jason. They don't have to.
They can still leave though, and they can have their cake and eat it too in this way. They can stick with their program for now. It doesn't hurt them on the back end when the portal opens.
And it doesn't hurt their money.
Bro, if you guys hear one thing I say, what if they don't want to stick to the program? You are making them stick to a program.
Bro, no,
No,
you're not. You're just
no, I'm
making them
not.
get.
No,
No,
I'm
you're not.
not.
No,
You
you're
just
not.
said
You're
you're
not
making
making
them
them.
stick with the
It's
program.
not
You
They
just
making
said
them
it.
can't leave until
Somebody
the
clip
end.
it.
Of,
Somebody
they can't
clip
leave
that.
until
that it
Go
they
clip
opens.
it.
can't leave until the semester is over with anyway.
Oh
It ain't
my
like they can
God.
just jump
It
up and
just
go to
means
the
that
school.
you can still leave. You can still leave at the end. It doesn't change that you
Yeah.
can leave. We're not
If you
talking
don't want
about
to go to,
taking away their
if you don't want
opportunity
to
to
go to
leave.
practice, don't
Get
go
it
to
right.
practice. If
Come
you
on,
don't
think
want to
about
do
what you're
this,
saying.
you're
You're
not
just
making
talking
a kid
shit
do
now.
anything.
No,
If your
I'm
ass don't
serious.
want to go to
Come
practice,
on.
don't go to practice.
That's what I'm
Say I'm
saying.
jumping in the portal. So guess what? But you're a dumbass for doing it because you're losing your money.
That's a decision that they
Well,
made.
it's so this way a kid is still getting his money. If he wants to say, you know what, I'm going in the portal. 9 games in the season, he can figure out he's going in the portal. He can be already contacted whoever he's going to contact, and then when that time comes, he can sign up on the dotted line and get over there and never miss a dime of his money, never miss a dime of anything. But if he don't want to play, then get what? Hey, coach, you know what? I'm out. Okay, cool. Appreciate that. That damn $20,000 a month you was getting, I can go ahead and cut your ass off.
Yeah.
I'll say
Yeah.
so. So how are you
Yeah.
making the kid stay? Because he can't leave until the semester is over with in the first place.
I'm not saying leave like I'm
Well,
talking about the
he
football.
still.
I'm talking about the football
No,
team. The football
no,
team. The football team.
dude. He don't have to
That's what I'm
go.
talking about. I'm not
He
we're
doesn't
not
have
talking
to go.
about school
You're not
because
making
according to
him stay.
Jason, academics don't matter.
Dude,
They
you're not
don't.
making him stay because Mike,
You
anytime
agreed with
during
me.
the
See, I
season,
got you.
if
I
you
got you. You
anytime
agreed
during the
with me.
season you
They
want to
don't
check
fucking
your ass
matter.
out and don't go to practice, all you got to do is do it. Can't nobody put a gun in your head and make you go to practice. So you're not making the kid stay.
That's the whole thing. You're not making the kids stay at all. All you're doing is moving this to one period for the entire country instead of having it drag on for 2 months.
You're
And
not
it's
making him
not
go to
fair for
practice.
everybody that way
You're
either.
not making his
So
ass go to
what's wrong
practice.
with
You're
it
not making
dragging
him go
on
to
for
the
2
training
months?
table. If
So
his
hold
ass
on.
don't want to go, he don't have to
You're
go.
saying this 10-day
To
window
be at
right
one
here.
period for everybody in FBS should have one portal period. That's it. It starts at one time and ends at one time for everybody, not after the end of the year for some of them, not at the start of the damn semester for others. All that shit, it makes it tougher for the kids to make decisions. And you're making them make decisions they shouldn't have to make.
But
You
you know
shouldn't
who it's
have to
going to
make
hurt?
that decision.
You know who
You
it's
should
going to
not have
hurt?
to
It's
make
not
that
going to hurt.
decision on December 4th when you can make it on January the 15th?
What if they want to make it on the 4th?
Well, don't
They
go to
can. They
practice.
still can,
Don't
but
go
you
to
shouldn't
practice.
have to. It's
Just-
not about
just
whether
don't
you
do
can or
nothing.
not. It's whether
They
you
don't
have
have
to.
to. They
Yes,
don't
they
have to
do.
make it on the
Yes,
4th.
they have to if they really want a chance to be able to go and play. If they really want a chance to go play somewhere else, but they would also like to stay with their team for a playoff run because maybe that gives them a little more. It gives them a little more value because they just played as a backup in the playoff. Maybe they get some time.
Yeah.
Right. So you're giving them more opportunities this way. It's not taking away shit.
But I
Because
don't
you're
see
at
how,
home,
like,
you're
if the
pregnant,
kid
you
wants to
don't have
play in the
go.
bowl game and jump in the portal, he can do that. The coaches
Not
can let him
always.
do that.
Not always. Not
But
always.
that's what I'm
You know
saying.
that.
But that's why are you trying to institute a rule for that? Like, and
Not a
if the
rule. I'm
kid,
not instituting a rule. I'm just moving the period to where it's everybody's got the same time. That's all we're doing.
Man, you had never.
You can
Mike,
still
you and
leave.
Mike
You
are
can
never gonna
still
see
leave
eye
if
to
you
eye on
feel
this.
like it. If you
So you
feel the
might
need
well
to
go
leave
ahead
I
it,
on and
just
move
don't.
away.
It just doesn't matter to me. Like, to why, like, somebody would like, oh,
Would
I
it
think
matter-
this
let
is a
me
good
ask you this.
idea.
Would it piss you off?
It doesn't
Would it
affect
piss you off
anything.
before the Bucks went into the playoffs if free agency started?
Hold on, say it again. I was reading the comment.
Before the Bucks playoff game, would it piss you off if free agency started the week
This ass
before?
would be 38 damn hot.
I mean, I don't know how
Same
to. I
shit.
don't. But
That's what we're talking about.
so free agency, like,
This is that's what the portal
but
is.
here's what it'll affect. It'll affect some of your players that aren't high up on the roster, just like it affects college football for the most part. You don't see starters and people like that doing. You know what I mean?
You don't.
Like,
You don't. Oh, you could though. Could you not? Hey, what if
But you
free
don't.
agency started and Baker decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and jump in free agency, see what happens here right before the playoff starts.
And guess what? That's a decision he makes. I'm not going to make a rule that doesn't allow him to do it.
Guess what? We don't. It's not a rule.
You
We
gotta
just
have
have
rules
free
and
agency after
regulations,
the
man, and
season's over in
everything.
the NFL.
Right.
We don't have to
Gotta
make
have
that a
rules and
But you're
situation.
essentially making a rule on when you can come in.
It's not a
free
rule.
agency.
It's just moving the damn period.
Mike, you
For
was
the
in the
good of the
military.
game itself.
You
It's
was
for
in
the
the
good of the game
military, bro.
itself.
You had to go by rules and regulations.
I know this
You
is such a
Maybe
understand?
that's why I am
argument.
the way I am. Maybe I don't want somebody to tell me what to fucking do all the
the
time.
way you that might have a lot to do with it, bro.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
might have
like,
a
if it
whole
makes
lot to
sense,
do with
if it not, but for real talk, if the shit makes sense, I'm gonna do it. I did 20 years of just saying yes, sir, Roger, all that shit. You know what I mean? I've done it.
right there.
I've done
This
it.
isn't changing. This isn't changing rules and limiting their opportunities. This is just giving it actually gives you more opportunities because if you stay, you could help yourself, but you could also hurt yourself for the next deal. Period. It's the same reason why when Lincoln left, he had to lose that game to Oklahoma State because if they go play for the conference championship and possibly the playoff, he doesn't get to take the job at USC because you can't recruit. You can't recruit. This takes that problem away from the coaches too. This whole thing, you just finish the year, then free agency opens. Think of it as free agency. They're just doing the same thing that they would do in the NFL, that you would not have multiple free agency periods in the NFL. You don't need to have them in college football either. That's all this is. We're getting mixed up on the words. We're getting mixed up on the words transfer portal versus free agency. They're the same fucking thing.
Same thing.
Maybe,
Same thing.
but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about when it is, not the definitions here. We're talking about the dates and what they're doing. Like you're trying to spin it on me. That's not what we're talking
I'm
about.
not spinning anything. I'm telling you, you're moving it to the end of the year. I don't care.
Yeah,
what
but all of a sudden you're trying to convince me that
season.
the transfer portal and free agency is the same thing.
It is the same thing.
It is the same thing, Mike. Come on, bro.
Same fucking thing.
No.
Same thing.
So when are we going to start allowing teams to just openly trade then?
I don't know.
That's not what we're talking about.
It's not going to happen.
Free agency and trades aren't the same either. Free agency and trades aren't the same.
Yeah, but that you're saying it's the
Not
NFL.
The
It's the same
not
thing.
The same shit. Not the same shit.
Bro.
Not the same shit. They can make a trade in the middle of the year. They can make a trade whenever the fuck they feel like it.
Yeah.
Ladies, welcome to the show, Trolling Mike.
No
Trolling. I'm not trolling.
Yeah,
I was trolling earlier when I was in the comments when I was working out. Yeah, I was trolling. But going back to my original point, I just don't really see what difference this makes, other than making it fair
It's not about
for
it's
a
making
small
it fair
few.
for your
For a
players. By
small
the way,
few.
Who was the small
If
few that
Michael
made it
wanted
fair?
to go into the portal, but he wanted to stick it out with his team. Let's just say it was Mike. He wanted to stick it out with OU, but he knows that he's got an opportunity to go make big money after the season's over. But you know what? If I go and win a national championship, I'll make even more money that way. Now I don't have to make that decision if I'm Mike to leave the program right now. I can wait till the year's over with. It doesn't hurt me, it doesn't help me. It means that I still that some of those positions that might be offering me money, some of these other schools won't have already picked somebody else before I'm available to them.
I can tell you what it does do.
Listen, here's what I would tell you. If this was the case, what'd you say, Marcus?
I said, what if they do it like this? It keeps money in that kid's pocket until he's ready to leave. Until the end of the year. Because if you know, you agree with me, if you stop going to practice, you stop doing this, stop doing that, then you're not going to get paid. One thing about this situation, I don't care whether you think it's good or bad, if they have to stay to the end of December, then they're going to get their check all the way through there. So that's one good thing. I'm gonna look at it like that. So all the other nuances that goes into this, the kid get paid to the end of the year, and I'm good with that.
Listen, man, like listen. If let's say, for instance, Mike wanted to go in the portal, right? Let's just say that. Let's say in this, let's maybe we're not playing for a title. Maybe we're not 6-6 at the time. Whatever it is. If Mike wanted to leave and go in the portal, I want him to do it as fast as possible to get out there and be first in that portal and start talking to schools.
But now he doesn't have to be out there. He wouldn't have to leave
but
now.
You're putting him by limiting that right there for 10 days. You're putting him in a larger pool with every other linebacker or safety or whatever the position is, right? I'd rather have him get in there first and get out there and sew up. And he has more options available to him to where to go.
So you're looking at. Hold up, I think I finally understand what Mike talking about.
I don't want anybody dictating what he's doing.
No, Mike.
Well, there's going to always be some. There's always going to be some kind of
more days. That's all you saying.
No. I'm not saying more days. No. I'm talking about if he's going to jump in the portal, I want him in the portal first or early as possible.
That's more days.
Maybe when not everybody's jumping in the portal.
Because he has to be at this point, right?
What do you mean he has to be?
Right now, it does benefit you to jump in in December because at the end of January, there's only going to be a few of those openings left.
Okay, yes, right.
That's not going to be the case anymore.
Why would you limit that?
That's not going to be the case anymore.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm against it.
No, but there's still going to be more openings to him at the time that it opens.
Okay, openings are right. Okay, I agree. There's going to be openings, right? There's going to be openings. But if you started at a certain time, that pool of the people in the same position is going to be larger as well. The position, the openings will stay the same, but that pool, now that everybody's getting in at the exact same time, it's a bigger pool of players, which I don't want. If I'm a player,
some kids don't get it.
If I'm going to jump in the portal and make money, or if I'm going to be that player, I want to be in first. I don't care about if my team is going to a national championship or playing in a bowl game. If I want to go make money, I want to be in the portal first, and I want to get my school first.
Are you sure that it's always like that, though?
No, I'm not. But I'm just making a case of why I think the one time in December or January doesn't work for me. That's all I'm saying.
It's still one time. It's just that, except for if your team is in the playoff, then you get an extra 5 days or whatever the hell. Because right now, if it's before the 28th, if you play your bowl game before the 28th, you don't get extra time. or before the
What do you-
23rd or whatever it is. It's to get your 5 days, but it
Yeah.
still ends on the 28th. So,
But that's what I'm saying. You still, but that's not to like sign with a team. That's just to get your name in the portal, right?
right, but it's not equal to the guys that are playing for. So let's say you go out there and you go win a national championship, or don't even win one. You have a great playoff, and now your freaking money just goes up because you performed
That
above
is
where
a
you're at.
decision.
Stop a second, though. It's a decision. It's a decision that can be made, and you get fucked over it if the portal window opened and closed in December before you ever got a chance to do all that. You're
And
trying.
if he wants to make that, if he wants to take that chance, he should be able to take that chance.
They still can take that chance. They still could leave their program at any time if they wanted to, be just like they do now. But this would mean that the portal itself doesn't open until January, and that means that they can't sign anywhere else because nobody's going to be signing anywhere else because free agency doesn't start until January. That's the difference.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's all it is. There's a lot of opportunities.
I understand. I just don't. If I'm a player, I don't want this. That's where I'm coming from. I'm coming from a player standpoint.
I agree with what you're saying because I think that in some instances, maybe, but I also think that if you know what,
one instance of a player going to do in a national championship is for a small few.
Sure.
In that small few, you're changing the rule for that small few. That it might affect, not the masses that it doesn't affect.
But it's for the entire whole. It's for the whole of the sport. Is what we're talking about. It's not for the small few. It's for all of them to have the equal opportunity in free agency. The same opportunity.
Yeah, I'm not about the same opportunity.
Okay, well, that's at least you said that. At least you admitted that you don't want it to be the same for everybody. I got it. That makes sense.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't want it to be the same for everybody because not everybody's situation is the same. If you feel me.
It's not even about that. It would still be your situation can be different, and it still doesn't hurt you because you're still opens up at the same time for everybody.
It's clearly not for the player. You're 100% right, Purple Orca. It's clearly not for the player.
What does that even mean? That ain't for the player.
This rule change doesn't benefit the player.
Sure,
this proposed rule change doesn't benefit the player.
Yes, it does benefit the player because you know what? Now there's not already a bunch of positions that have been filled by the time these certain players get done. It is for the players, just for all the players.
You better get in while the getting's good.
It's not for some of them. It's all of them. I'm for all the players. You know this. You know this.
Okay, so what about the process? So now you got to process people these days, right? Do they fall in the same window?
Sure.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is 10 days. Like, this is why I don't like the move the date right there. So you're telling me a kid has to move from one school to the other school, get enrolled in 10 days or 15 days.
You think that they're not going to continue? They're going to have these conversations beforehand. You know they are.
Yeah. So again, thanks for proving my point. This proposed rule change doesn't matter because it's already taken place.
You're acting like they're not going to get enough time to be able to up and leave. That's the point that you're making right there.
They might have time, but that's a lot. That's a lot for a college kids to up and move.
It's already a lot for them. That's not a change either. It didn't already happen.
It's tough. Logistically, it's tough.
It's tough either way. Mm-hmm. And it's not as tough when you can take an online class and not have to be there right away. You still get your time to move around and do all that stuff. There's going to be leeway. You know that. Come on.
Yeah, I'm just saying logistically it's tough.
Logistically, it's tight. Logistically, it's already tough.
It makes it more tighter. More tight if I want to be an English major.
I don't know. I don't know that it does. I think that it's not
like you're saying
football players that English majors.
Yeah. So you're saying is it more tight or more tighter or just tighter? Let me know in the chat.
Tighter would be the word.
Yeah, let's go, Jason. You write articles and shit.
Yeah, I was a communications major.
Yeah. What is the right answer? Do you rely solely on Grammarly?
Grammarly's wrong most of the time. What do you even mean? It ain't right.
Let me go back to this point before I got sidetracked. So you're saying, like, let's say somebody that goes in the portal in the early December, right? They commit to a school early December. Now they have time to set the conditions and get their stuff and get packed and move, get to said school, right? Or you wait till December to do it and maybe takes 4 or 5 days, or you wait till January to do it and it takes maybe 5-6 days. Who knows? Are people working on New Year's Day? You know what I mean? So there might be a day gone. And then you're committing to school on the 5th.
Here's the deal.
Now you got a week to get there to get moved in and registered.
Here's the deal. They don't have to pull your ass out of the portal at any point.
I don't like it.
They don't have to pull your ass out of the portal at any point. Somebody's got to want your ass.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, somebody's got to. What if
So
you jump in the portal at that point and nobody picks you up? You don't have time to react. You don't have time to react. Say you jump in the portal.
90% of the kids that get in the portal and actually
already know
another school actually have already had transactions.
Of course, that's not going to change either, by the way.
Don't go? What about the kids that aren't expecting it and get processed?
I don't know that happens a whole lot either, but go ahead.
Oh, that happens.
You don't know that happens a lot. A lot of kids don't get told to go.
Bro. They don't they don't know that it's coming though. Come on, man.
I don't know. Maybe some of them get surprised.
Jason.
You tell me these kids don't know what the hell's coming most of the time.
Some of them.
They don't know where they stand in that room.
No, some of them don't, because some of the coaches don't know where the hell they stand. That's the situation with that.
Orca's talking about put it in the spring. Orca's talking about make it all the way back in the spring. Move it way the hell back. I'm just trying to make it to where it's all the same. I don't give a fuck when it is, as long as it's the same for everybody. They all get the same opportunity to be in it at the right time. And it doesn't hurt anybody. It's not just for the players, it's for everybody, that you have one period to when this is happening. One time. And then that way it's fair for everybody. It's the same for everybody. Because I've been making the argument against what you're saying. You're saying it's hurting them this way. I think it can hurt them the other way too. That if you wait, if there's an opening in December and you stick with your team, because some people might want to do that until the end and make themselves a little more money by playing well, that could still hurt you, because a lot of these openings at your position are already full by the time you guys are done with your season.
So let me ask you this, Mike. I hear feedback.
What?
I don't know.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah. Well, hold on. I see what it is.
We hear you.
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Yeah. So what about the coaches, guys? What about the coaches that at the end of the year, this kid don't know that his running back coach is being replaced, and now he has to make a decision now? I mean, it's a lot of different things. And Mike, I get it. I understand you taking a hard ball on this, and I'm cool with it. But there's other situations that comes in with this type of stuff that plays all into what we're talking about. The only really one good thing that I do see, if that's the case, a kid can lowball. And what I mean by lowball, I mean stay low and still get his $15,000, $20,000 and still be able to go. Because if that portal opens up early and he said, I don't want to be here, then cool, that money cuts off. But if he don't want to be there, even when the date is pushed back, at least he can still get some bread in his pocket. Instead of him.
I mean, that I mean, I just don't feel like that should be a factor in changing proposed changing on the portal.
Not for everybody.
No, I'm saying at least it happens. I'm not saying it should be a factor.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at it from something that's positive. That's all I'm looking at it as from. Because
so like let's say even in December, right? Like let's say even in December, what if like the dude's not playing, right? Your season's over with, right? And you're not practicing anyway. Why can't he jump in the portal and still maybe get that month of NIL check? Because as long as he's lived up to his
agent could be working for him already.
He's done his deliverables, right?
Yeah, well, your
They're not
agent's
gonna
gonna be
give him
working
that.
for you already. You can already be talking to your guy, whoever your handler is, your agent,
Hey,
whatever.
go get your agent. You don't have to do it. You don't have to jump in
Man,
the portal.
fuck them
You
Go
know,
agents.
get your
those
agent.
things,
Well, I'm
or
just
your
saying.
dad, or whoever the fuck is doing
Your
it for
dad,
you,
if your
whoever.
agent, whoever it is. You
The
know.
point is
Well,
it's not. You're not limiting these kids from doing what they want to do in that situation either. You're not. You're just opening it at one time. That's it. But if you're already leaving, whoever it is that's doing your business for you, or you can make a phone call to players that you know that because players do a lot of this shit anyways, so
that's
that
what
it
I'm
isn't
saying.
tampering.
They're already doing it before the portal opens, so why moving it? Why does it even matter? That's my point. It doesn't matter.
Because you don't want to make it, because you want to give the same opportunity for everybody and have your free agency, which is what it is.
Jason, how are you giving everybody the same opportunity?
I'm going to go back to what I asked you earlier because you still didn't answer it. What would you think if they started free agency the week before the playoff?
And so you're trying to tell me they don't tamper before free agency in the NFL?
He didn't ask you
How
that
would
question.
I asked you a
That's not what
question?
he asked. That's
Answer it.
not the question he asked you.
So ask it again then.
What would you think if right before the Bucks are going into their playoff that free agency opens and your three of your best players are going to go into free agency and not play on your playoff team?
It is what it is.
Bullshit.
It is. I don't.
Bullshit.
Of course, I'd be pissed off. Like, what kind of dumbass question is that? Of course, I'd be pissed off. But how can I be pissed off at the player if that rule is available? I mean, fuck, it sucks. But why?
Talking about the same shit, bro.
It's not.
It is.
It is not the same. It is not. It is not this. So you're trying to tell me like it's the same for a playoff team that's not a non-playoff team?
It's the same.
It doesn't affect them the same way. Just like it doesn't affect 90% of the college football teams.
The guys that aren't in the playoffs
already done.
Don't go into free agency any earlier either. But they still know that they are eligible to be a free agent. It doesn't change any of that shit. They can still be having these conversations like they would be in the college football with it moving. It's just that's the thing. I'm not going to continue arguing about the same stupid shit that we've been talking about for 45 minutes. I got to go either way. The point is we're just moving it to one time to where it's the same for everybody. Well, nobody's trying to hurt any players at all. That's not what you're trying to. If anything, I feel like I can make the argument that you're trying to make it fair for everybody and make it better on the players so that they don't get fucked with like that.
I'm gonna say this and I gotta go.
I gotta go
do some.
Man, y'all gotta go.
Hey, you've been gone all morning, bro.
I mean, don't get mad if I'm trying to get back on my fitness.
I got something. My wife's birthday tomorrow. I got some stuff I got to do. But anyway, long story short is this right here, guys. Mike, I understand what you're trying to say, and I'm cool. I'm cool with it. But 90% of the kids that's getting in the portal, they know where they're going. What I mean by that, they've already been contacted. Yep. So
no one's disputing that.
So the percentage that you're talking about is probably that 10%. And I get it. I'm cool with that. But them having one date, whether it's in January or whatever it is, that's what they're trying to narrow it down to. They're trying to narrow it down to so it won't be so much movement. So the schools.
So you really think that narrowing it down is going to limit?
No, I didn't say that. I said what they're trying to do.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think it'll have that effect? Do you think it will have that effect?
To one window, whether it's before or after, they're trying to narrow it down. They're trying to take away so many kids getting in the portal.
I don't think it's going to change how many kids get in the portal.
I think it will because kids
I don't necessarily do.
It won't change. I don't think it'll change that either. But what I think it changes is the amount that have to go at a certain time that it could screw with their career because they look like they just quit on their team. Because Marcus said it a minute ago, if somebody leaves their team in the middle of a playoff run, I don't want the motherfucker.
He don't want to be there anyway, so it doesn't matter. if you want him or not. He doesn't want to be there.
No. I'm not talking about that school. I'm talking about the other school. That if I'm a football coach,
Guess what?
on
Somebody
another
out there
school,
will want him.
Not
You will find
necessarily.
somebody out there that will want him. So
Not
let
worth
me.
it.
So I wanted to ask this earlier. What happened to the UNLV quarterback that shut it down at redshirted? Did he sign somewhere? Sluka? Did he sign
That's a
anywhere?
perfect damn example.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
His
saying.
ass is
And guess
nowhere
what?
right now.
That's his choice he made. He was the first to make that choice, and maybe he might be the guinea pig.
Not hurting Bear Alexander though. Not hurting Bear.
That's yep.
That's what
It's
I'm
not.
trying to tell
Somebody
you.
is always
The
going to
rule
take
hurt-
these dudes.
The rule helps the kids because if his ass had been a situation where I know I can't do this, then his ass probably would have had somewhere to go after this year.
Turns out though that it may have been the school that fucked him over in that instance. I'm
talking
all
about
for
Sluka?
protecting the player. I'm for protecting the player here.
Yeah.
And if the
I
Well,
want
he
the
got to
players
protect
protected
himself.
in any way,
He got to
shape, or
you can
protect
always go
himself.
to court on that.
They
You can't
have
have-
to, you know what though? It's easy to say that when you're talking, you can come from that angle where you are because you're involved in what's going on with your kids. You're going to give, you and your wife are going to give good advice to your sons because you're there. Not everybody has that situation where they got the right person in their ear.
Dude, it's not even about that.
Yes,
You
it
just
is
need to
about
make sure
that.
that no. What I'm
No, man,
saying
it is
is
about
you
that.
if you need to make sure that shit is in writing. When somebody says, "Hey, I'm going to pay you 200,000,"
No
put that
doubt
shit in
about
fucking
that. That
writing.
kid should have known better. No doubt about it.
Yeah. No,
But
and it
not
wasn't
every
like
kid is
he's an
that kid.
18-year-old kid. He'd already been to what? Holy Cross in that fucking Ivy League?
Sure. I'm not just talking, but not everybody's that kid though.
But I'm saying though, in that instance, it's on that kid.
Sure. In that
Maybe it's on
is
UNLV.
it on that kid or is it on Brennan Marion because he told him he was going to give him this money and then he fucked him when he got there?
But that's what I'm saying.
What are you
You got
saying?
to make sure that your shit is in order. You know what I mean?
Okay. Sure.
That's all I'm saying. We never really got the full story of what really happened. But all I'm saying is if they tried to fleece him out the money and he shut it down, good on him.
I think there's a reason why he didn't follow the coach to Purdue.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't over performance. They were kicking ass. Why wouldn't you want him to come with you? Instead, he's going to Sacramento State.
Is that where he went?
Yeah.
Sluka
He's
did?
the head coach there, but who gives
I thought you were talking about Sluka.
No. Brennan.
Yeah.
What is Sluka? As far as I know, I don't know.
I don't know if he went anywhere. They're saying James Madison. I don't know. Or are you talking about that's where he came from?
Oh.
He came from Holy Cross.
He came from Holy Cross, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he came from Holy Cross. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he signed it James Madison. Okay.
Well, all right. I'll let y'all get off here, man. I'm tired of whooping up on y'all asses. So you go ahead. Make sure you tell Passion I say happy birthday and make sure you get her something nice. All right, Jason, whatever it is you got to do, go handle that. All right. It was good.
My dog.
You know what I mean? And anytime you want to go at it, we can go at it. Like, because I feel like
baby.
y'all
We always
up
love
on
having
me,
you here.
and I put foot to ass on both y'all.
I love stepping on your neck. I love stepping on your neck, big boy. I love stepping on your neck, big boy. It's all good. You come back and take it anytime, bro.
I'm Big Jason. I'm a media personality. You think you just come in and big dog me, bro? Nah. Ain't happening, bro. PBG did not say Jason Watkins for CFP commissioner. I'm just gonna put it to you like that.
Hey man, shout out to Stevie G, the student. We love him.
You know what I'm saying?
He is my guy. All love for him. It's all good. Thank you for being on the show. As always, we enjoy when you come in, even when you're full of shit like today.
So let me tell you something. Would it be interesting and if all three of us had the same take on it?
Oh no, I enjoyed the entire last hour. I just have to leave.
All three of us had a different take. That's the problem. I ain't gonna say that's the problem, but
this was always fun. This was always no matter what.
Good, baby.
I don't know. A lot of people must have clipped. I would hope you guys were clipping this. If not, I mean, come on, man.
Yeah. I need y'all to clip Jason and Marcus making my point for me that it doesn't matter.
Are you not entertained? You haven't hit the like button. What the fuck is wrong?
Like the shit out of it. Share it, repost it, like that mug.
Heck yeah. Share it, clip it. There's lots of ways. It's all clippable.
Hey,
make sure you get it out there.
Hey, college football, if y'all need any guidance, you know how to hit me up. Follow me on Twitter. Let me know. I'll help y'all out. Let's do it
We'll see
for
y'all
a
on the next
small
one.
fee.